Connor Cordova, MMAWeekly.com, here today with the former lightweight champion of the UFC, Frankie Edgar. Frankie, thanks so much for taking the time. So, Frankie, you're coming in for your rematch with Benson Henderson. We're here in Colorado. For you personally, how gratifying would it be? Because you're seemingly always this constant underdog. In my opinion, I don't know why. You proved yourself time and time again. How will this validate your career and where you seem to stand at 155?
Yeah, winning's going to only help me, in my career and in my legacy, and that's what I'm going for. I'm going for a win. It tasted being a champion, and it tastes good. And when you lose it, it obviously hurts, and you want to get it back in as soon as possible. So I'm fortunate to get to meet a rematch.
Now, we talked about this a little bit even just today. You being at 155, a ton of people are talking about, oh, you should drop to 145. For you personally, you've wrestled a lot. You've done the weight cutting thing before. How was that as far as your strength goes? Do you feel stronger when you cut weight, or is it just healthier, better for you to fight at 155?
I think there's ups and downs for both. You got to look. There's pros and cons of being at 55, and pros and cons of maybe cutting weight. I can make the weight. I wrestled 141 in college. Obviously it was 5-6 years ago now, but I think 45 is doable. When I cut the weight, I still felt strong. I still felt healthy and in good condition. I still feel strong and good condition at 55, so it's something we'll look at in the future.
Now, both you and Ben are really phenomenal wrestlers. You use your ground game very effectively, very differently though. How do you feel that your ground game is going to stack up against his, but also your stand-up is very different? He's very, just really unorthodox, where you're very crisp, striking with your boxing. How do you think those two are going to match up against each other?
Yeah, you got to see how they kind of mixed up the last fight. I'm sure it'll be similar. We only fought a couple months ago. It's not going to be that different, but obviously it's going to be I think strategy and game planning is what's going to really make a difference.
Can you tell us who you brought into your camp to help you emulate Benson Henderson?
I got Dustin Poirier and Evan Dutton coming in from the camp too.
Very nice. Very, very good. Do you think Poirier's jiu-jitsu is really what you're using him for?
Yeah, just long, lanky guys, kind of like Ben. Ben's pretty long, compared to myself, and so is Evan. And, they're just well-rounded fighters like Ben.
Now, with your body type, you've really found a niche to where you're using that very effectively. You get on the inside, you're landing hard shots where most people are out of range or they're too close for you to throw those power shots. Are you going to try and implement that sort of strategy into this next game plan for you?
Yeah, I kind of fight the same way every time out. Obviously, try to improve and be a different fighter every time out. But I got to rely on my strengths, and that's my speed and my quickness, and that inside fighting a little bit. So yeah, I'm sure you'll see a little bit of that.
Now, you're very focused on this fight. This is the one that's ahead of you right now. If you win this fight, next by Mr. Dana White's account is going to be Nate Diaz. How do you feel about that fight?
Yeah, Nate's a friend of mine, a teammate of mine, and I'm not even really going to. I don't want to comment on that until we'll see what happens. So.
Sure thing. Thanks a lot, Frankie. I appreciate it. Connor Cordova, MMA Weekly.